All right, welcome to Dean's Blue Hole. Today is my 7th day of diving, and we just finished our dive this morning. It went wonderful. Pretty much had this hole to ourselves, and I thought I might show it to you from being in the water. I've got a nice iPhone 6S that surprisingly has survived many trips into the water, intentionally and not intentionally. We've got that middle platform there that has the ropes that I've been talking about that descend to the bottom of this hole, which is 663 feet down. And there's some free divers and scuba divers out today enjoying this place. And then as we look around, you see all this beautiful rock structure all around this beautiful hole. I mean, can't you see yourself just setting up a sleeping bag or a tent right there and just, camping out for a night? It'd be awesome. And then there's all this wonderful structure above the water, but beneath it are several ledges where you can see a variety of beautiful fish and plant life. So this hole is fantastic. It is a great place for a beginner scuba diver with PTSD to practice, because it becomes so safe feeling here, actually. So today I wanted to describe what kind of I think is happening for me as we go deep under the water. So let's say your computer or your phone is acting up, and everything you're doing is not working, and weird stuff's happening, and it's just, you're getting sick of it. So you decide that's it, I'm shutting the whole thing down. So you do a hard start. On my iPhone, I gotta hold 2 buttons down for probably about 10 seconds before the system will finally be like, fine, you don't want me to be awake and working, so I'm going to shut it down. And it's similar kind of thing with a regular computer or a laptop, of course. And so you shut it down and you wait. Sometimes when I'm on the phone with Xfinity and I'm doing this with the router or modem, they're like, we need you to wait 12 minutes. It's a stretch of time, and you have to wait. You really want to be back on that thing, but you gotta wait. And you wait and you wait, and then you go, okay, I think it's been enough time. And you fire on those power buttons again, and everything's working normally. And so I'm sure anybody in our modern society can relate to that experience. And that's a little bit of what I think happens when you go on a deep dive. You eventually just shut down. Now, I'm not saying that my brain shuts off, or that my common sense shut off, or that my awareness of my safety or my scuba skills disappear. What I'm talking about shutting off is this attachment to stress, this attachment to trauma, this attachment to feeling like shit, this attachment to ego, this attachment to the agenda above the water world. All of it seems to just shut down, and you return back to that state of essence that you are, your soul, your energy, that pure state. And you're really in the present moment, because you need to be to stay safe, and you need to keep your wits about you. With Kevin's support, I have been able to have some really beautiful experiences, just admiring the beauty of this place. I really like the line. The line is very helpful in getting me to descend and ascend at a controlled rate. And then also, it's just kind of nice to hold on to and know that you have it there. And then you can look around, and I find I tend to want to do back bends in the water and just different, ways of manipulating my body in the water the way that I can't do so much on land. So we have done several dives now, and I love it more and more every time. There's always moments under the water where I'm like, oh, this is so great. Can I just stay here forever? Bring my kids and just get down here and just live in this underwater world for a while. And of course, your tank's going to run out of air, and you can start to get cold, and so it's not really, feasible. But the repetition of diving every day is so great and puts me in just such a positive place and all the problems don't seem like problems so much anymore. And I find myself staring at even just the tiniest simple things down there, little tiny creatures, little fish, sometimes bigger fish. Everything is just so much more amazing and more noticeable, and I'm paying attention to all the positive, beautiful things that are around me, living their gracious, beautiful existence, fearless, and just in their schools, and just, you know, thriving in this beautiful place. So anyways, I don't think there's too much more to say, except that I love the heck out of scuba diving, and I can't wait for my kids to experience it. And I love waking up every day knowing that I get to go dive, because it does exactly what I just said. It's like a hard restart of the system, and the meditative qualities are just out of this world, and that's so good for the brain. So I definitely feel a lot more serotonin flowing after that dive, just an overall state of happiness, no sadness whatsoever actually right now, and just peace and contentment, safety, and just loving being here and being alive and looking at every tiny little thing that happens to catch my attention. I've been considering that I might at some point do a video that's like a guided meditation of all things. So I've definitely done guided meditations with others, and been in prayer circles where we're meditating on things like scripture, or just things like body awareness, or just really being in the moment. And one of the meditations I think that I might kind of challenge myself to write is a scuba meditation. What it's like to go from start to finish of that whole process and being in the moment as if it were happening right now. Because there is another opportunity to seize all the good stuff from a dive, right? You don't just get to have that dive and leave it behind. If you can learn to meditate on that dive and capture that and re-experience it in your brain over and over and over, and be in it over and over and over, then I think you can experience tenfold of what a single dive was for you. So look for possibly a guided meditation on what my dive experiences are like. And I hope everyone has a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Bye-bye. Talk to you later.